What's happening, man? Look, I got supermodel King Kush with me today, man. What's good with you, Kush?
What's up, Mug? What's up, Mug? How you doing? How you doing?
Man, I'm good. First off, first and foremost, man, what a remote at, man. I'm looking at LeBron and man, we were just talking about that, but first off, before we get into anything, man, I want to give you still hadn't seen each other face to face. I want to give you official congratulations, man, for raising the bar for the fam, man, for the young men in the fam, bro. That like you
Appreciate
don't
it.
know how major that is, man. You are a hell of an example for your brothers. You know how your cousin, my son, adore you, look up to you. So man, hey,
Yeah,
there's a lot of things you could be doing. I just want to give you your props with that,
I
man.
appreciate that.
Your stick to itiveness and what you've
Thank
done
you.
to get through it to this point, man. Well,
I
how's life
appreciate that.
post graduation? Let me ask you that.
Life is it's an adjustment for sure. I'll say like the biggest thing is like because ever since elementary school, I've always been in school, so I've
Mm-hmm.
always had like something to do. Even when I didn't think I had something to do, like school always had like that option for me to do something. Like since I got older, like let's say if I found myself having a bad day or just bored and I wanted to go mess with people, I could just easily go on campus, you know what I'm saying? Or easily just go hit up some friends from school and, hang out with them or just randomly walk into somebody in the library or just walking around campus. But now that I'm out of school, it's like everything is like more real life
Yeah,
interactions. Like,
yeah,
like I gotta find friends. Like I used to be able to find friends in the union. Now I gotta find friends at like Walmart. Or I could
yeah,
find a shorty at the UL football game, but now I gotta find a shorty at Target or
yeah,
Sephora or something like that. I don't know. It's an adjustment. It's not like I can't do it. It's just something I know I have to adjust to. You know what I'm saying? Like the social aspect of
yeah.
school carried a lot of my life. So now that I don't have it no more, I have to figure out a new way to just be a little social. So that's really it.
Let me ask you this, because now that you say that, you say the interaction's different. It's a different like social aspect coming out now. But I know like when you first graduate high school, I'm gonna put it in my perspective. I got that feeling like I'm 17, like damn, I'm really grown. I can do something. But like when you graduate college or you go through a stint in the military, and it's like now you grown with exclamation marks behind it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
I'm
nah,
grown,
yeah, I ain't gonna
grown.
lie.
It's a different type of
I ain't
grown.
gonna lie. So whenever I graduated high school, like I be able to finally do stuff now. Like I ain't gotta
Yeah,
call, check in. Like I can stay out late, do what I want to do, go out. I'm still not worried about it. That ain't shit compared to what's going on now.
you would take that with a smile, dog.
What man, son, life is so crazy right now. I should never even uttered those words or even had that thought that I was grown whenever I was coming out of high school. I should have just waited and be like, you know what, let me wait till at least I'm like 23
Hey,
to
it's
say that
like
I'm grown.
Philadelphia. It's like Philadelphia said, trust the process.
Literally,
Trust the
trust the
process.
process. And I don't even think the process started after high school. It probably started a little bit later.
Hey, and that's what people don't really understand because we you grew up, my nephew, your dad's son, so you seen our mindset. So of course some of that is in you, is written in your DNA. But you don't really start understanding life, man, till like people think when you're in your 20s, you don't have it figured out. And it's like a
Mm-mm.
evolving thing to, I'm going to say when you even in your early 30s, people thinking you should. But what I will say to you and anybody listening, man, don't let somebody else's version of success, dictate your happiness. Don't think where somebody else is, they might have fast tracked a little further because you might come back and lap them. You know what I'm saying? So it's just
Right.
different levels and different paces that you reach it. But I know because I know you, like we was talking before you got on, we planners. You know what I'm saying? We kind of think ahead. Worst case scenario, best case scenario. And when you got landmarks that you want to meet in your head, it kind of like, damn, man, there yet? You know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah,
know, like, for
yeah,
people that don't know, I know your perseverance because you know you went through your issue with college, got back in, got eligible, and did all
yeah.
that. So when I say congratulations, it's coming from a different place for me because I respect what you did to get back to where you are. So it's
Right.
a lot that went
I
into that
appreciate
part.
that. It
But
was a
that's
lot.
what's
It
up.
was oof, it was a lot for sure.
Man, I watch from the bleachers. I ain't played, but I watch from the bleachers, so I already know.
Yeah, man. Hey, the show ain't over either.
Yeah, hey, exactly. Long as you
Exactly.
smiling like that, I know you still right. You know what I'm saying?
Yup.
Book still right. But
Yup.
look, speaking of watching from the bleachers, we got Tank Roach. This fight now is about one week removed. That was last week.
Yeah, it
Now,
was last weekend.
and when every time I bring people on, now I tell them like, hey, I bring subject matter experts. For people that don't know, you did your stint with hand to hand combat. You did boxing. You did MMA, And just as an I'm like, I ain't like you fucking with that MMA shit. As y'all can see me, I got a handsome nephew, but I'm thinking of them boys with the cauliflower ears and shit. Like, I don't want to see nothing like that. Boxing a little more technical. I ain't mind you strapping. I knew your skill set, your hand wide, and people that don't know, you had dreads before, so you know
Yeah,
what having hair is. So again,
yeah,
a subject matter expert. Has
yeah.
grease ever gotten your hair in a boxing? I mean, has grease ever gotten your eye in a boxing match?
I wouldn't say so. I had my lives more so when I was playing college football.
Okay.
I'll say there has been times where whether if I wash my face with something or if I just did my hair with something or something like that, like sweat. Outside of grease, sweat can get in your eye.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times when sweat do get in your eye or grease, that's a different type of burn.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not a common thing. It's not like something that should be happening like often.
Mm-hmm.
But being that I experienced it before, especially in different moments where if it was in a real life game situation or in practice or in sparring,
Mm-hmm.
I know it happens. So I don't think he was lying about that. I don't think he
I
was
think
lying
it was
about
like,
that at all. Mm-mm.
now look, now
Not
let me
even
tell you
close.
something. I noticed something in your breakdown of it. You said just now. You say when I just did.
Hmm.
Reports have it that this was a 3-day old hairdo.
You're right. You're
So
right. You're
that's
right.
another aspect of. But look,
You're right.
I'm a Tank fan. You a Tank fan. Like you say, I'm gonna give him benefit of the doubt. I've never seen Tank. Look, I seen the footage. He didn't look hurt. I'm gonna be just honest.
Right. In that
He
in
didn't
that
look hurt.
moment there wasn't nothing going on to like make him take a knee if it was because of
Exactly.
hurt. So that's why I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what, he may just be telling the truth because he got up immediately and went straight to the corner and was like,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know what
Looking
I'm
for something to
saying?
watch.
So
Yeah, I'm with
yeah, so it didn't look like he was hurt or phased at all when he took that. So I don't understand why people are trying to, I guess, like, if anything, I think the ref was right for looking out. Even if that wasn't a rule, like I think he was right for looking out because clearly he wasn't hurt. A lot of
you.
people just wanted that knocked down just because, like, technically, like, come on, y'all, like, let's be real, like, benefit of the doubt is real. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it's not like he was
So with
getting,
you. Yeah.
so
Dazed and like,
yeah,
hold up, hold up.
yeah. If that was the case,
Yeah.
yeah, he should have a loss in his record for sure.
Okay. Now look, I'm with you. Did you watch the whole fight?
Whole fight.
Okay. I caught like the sped up version, and it's hard to kind of judge pace of fight when you watch it like that because I just so happened to be out. It's your aunt birthday month, so we was out. And by the time I came back, it was over with at that time. But I started seeing the feeds come down social media. So when I watched it, it was sped up, and I'm seeing the exchanges, but I don't know the pace of the fight. What was the pace of the fight like? Do you think the decision was correct, or do you think Roach won, or what did you see watching the fight?
So I think the decision was correct. Um, I think Tank started off how he normally starts off. I can't really speak for Roach because all I've seen was Roach highlights. I never
Mm-hmm.
really seen like a full Roach fight to know how he is whenever he starts a fight off. But Tank started off how he normally starts off, kind of like that Mayweather effect. Start off
Figuring out.
slow,
Yeah.
get a diagnostics, you know what I'm saying, study the fighter, see they habits, see what they, jump into, see what they're gonna react to if you feint a jab or something like that.
Yeah.
And then as soon as a 6 round hit, normally like Tank does, he picked it up. Now Roach kept the pedal to the metal the whole fight.
Yeah.
Which is why I think it was ruled a draw because even though Tank started off slow, I mean I told you a little bit before this. I think that Roach a few days ago, I think Roach had won the fight, but I think I changed my mind now. The second half of the fight, round 6 through 12,
Mm,
completely tanked. Complete
okay.
tank.
Okay.
Tank was a lot more accurate during that second half. He was landing a little bit more punches in that second half. Only thing that I feel like really saved Lamont Roach for that fight was the fact that he was active the entire fight. While Tank was, studying in the beginning like Roach was. With Tank, you can't be a type of person to just throw one punch
Mm-hmm.
and just bag up. Roach made sure that he always threw more than one punch every single time.
Gave him
And on
something to
top of
think
that
about.
too, whenever Tank got active towards the end,
Mm-hmm.
surprisingly Roach never backed down because I mean I ain't gonna lie, you got to be a different type of man to take a punch from Tank because I've always seen him knock somebody out. So his chin was there, and every
Mm-hmm.
time that Tank did, go a little crazy with the punches, Roach always came back with at least two. So, which is why I think it was ruled a draw, and why Tank probably wasn't able to take away the second half of the fight like he normally does,
Hmm.
because not only was Roach chin strong to withstand all that, he also made sure that he kept up. He tried to at least keep up with the pace that Tank was having, because like during the second half of the fight, round 6 through 12, Tank was like was minimum 35-40% accuracy. For as Roach, he was in like the high 20s.
Yeah.
So even though
Yeah.
he was trying to be active, he still wasn't accurate as Tank. But the fact that in the beginning of the fight, though, like Tank was throwing like no more than 11 punches per round, 12 punches per round, and Lamont Roach was throwing like 20, 30.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
Lamont Roach wasn't active the whole time, then it definitely would have went Tank way.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this too, because like you say, the activity aspect that plays a big part. But for people that don't know, or for casuals, you gotta be the champion. You know what I'm saying? You can't just go in there
Right,
and leave it in the judge's hands, so
right.
to speak. The champions are the champions for the reason, just like you said, with the benefit of the doubt. The referee, they the big person in the fight. The champion is gonna get the benefit of the doubt. But as far as Roach, were you surprised by how he performed?
100%.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
'Cause
I've
I
never
ain't
seen
gonna lie.
Roach fight.
Look, check this out. I ain't gonna lie. The reason why I didn't rush to see the fight like I did, I thought Tank was gonna dominate. So I thought like, okay, I'm gonna get there and it's gonna be your average Tank fight, like you just said. Download everything, first 5 rounds, 6 through 12, either stop the fight or put him away. So,
Hmm.
from your perspective though, what did you learn about Roach? Because I got a newfound respect for him. Do you think the what you call it, the sequel would be like the first fight?
So I think with Roach, it more so just helps casuals understand that boxing doesn't just have the faces that we just see on social media mainly. For as like the Tanks, Ryan
Facts.
Garcias, Devin Haney, Shakir
Facts.
Stevenson,
Uh-huh.
Teofimo Lopez, whoever you want to name.
Yeah.
It just kind of lets you know that there are other boxers out here who are more than capable of keeping up with that talent.
Mm-hmm.
Roach did surprise me, mainly because I've never seen him fight. But before the fight happened, when I kind of like did a little history, there are like they do have history. Like they've been training partners for a little minute. They
I
fought
heard
before.
that. Yeah.
So a lot of times, what people don't realize, it doesn't matter how big the name is. If you have experience fighting and training with somebody, it doesn't matter how big they are at that current moment. That fight is going to be difficult for them.
It's
You know what
because
I'm
that
saying?
fear
Like
factor not there.
exactly, exactly. Like if you, because from what I've known, they've definitely been basically training together since teenagers, or probably younger than that. And
Oh,
me
okay. See,
knowing
I didn't
that,
know that. Yeah.
yeah, and me knowing that, like, it's like, okay, now I know for a fact they're definitely familiar with each other. Like, we didn't know Roach, but Roach knew Tank,
Exactly. Gotcha.
and Tank
Gotcha.
and Tank knew
And
Roach.
Tank
You know
Nuro,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? So
Gotcha.
it's not like everybody was like only person that probably on Tank's side that probably knew that Roach is gonna be a good fight were people who are not casuals and people who are in Tank's corner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they know
Yeah.
this guy, and
Mm.
based off his other fights, I mean, he did he did he do his thing. I think he's a champion for the 130s, and I think he probably only lost like one fight maybe, and ever since he lost that one fight, he's been undefeated since. So I think that just opens up the world to know that like boxing is bigger than just those people. You know what I'm saying? Um, I don't. I also would like I also would like to see him fight other people. Like I want to see him fight Devin Haney. I want to see him fight Shakur. Like give these high ranked boxers like great boxers. Like
Mm-hmm.
even though they're not as big name, but clearly some of the ones that don't have a big name like Lamont Roach can keep up with somebody. I think Lamont Roach definitely, whether he fights Tank again and he lose that fight, I think Roach definitely put himself in a position to fight other great fighters rather
Definitely.
than just Tank just being the only one that he fought. I can see him fighting a Devin Haney or Shakur or Ryan or somebody. You know what I'm saying? Keyshawn Davis or somebody like that. Now the rematch, Tank. I
All the
probably
way.
because I'm a fan, more of a fan of Tank, but
Yeah.
I just think the Roach is good. But based off what I seen on that second half of the fight, I don't think Tank gonna really necessarily need to do the slow start when they fight again. I think if he does do the slow start, he's definitely going to end that like a lot quicker. Like instead of him getting active in the sixth round, he probably gonna get active in like the third or fourth round.
Yeah.
But that second half of the fight, Tank would have if this round 6 was round 1. would have won that fight if it would have went to 12. Like if we started the fight at round 6 and went all the way to 12 after that, Tank would have won that fight based off that second half, and I don't think Tank gonna waste any time in that second fight. But I mean, Roach proven that he's a great boxer, so I'm pretty sure he gonna make adjustments too. But I got Tank.
Boy, look, you took the words out my mouth, nephew, because I'm like, just like Tank fought him, he fought Tank. So he has a chance to make his counter adjustments. And I think knowing what we know about Tank, he knew that. He knew Tank was gonna start slow, so let me build up points. Because again, like if casuals don't know, everybody like to see the knockouts, but it's still about points. He like, let me build up points to, get ready for the onslaught coming on at the end. But before we get into that, I want to give Tank his props too, because you said something that I didn't know. Like you educated me with the with he knowing Roach since they was like youngsters. I didn't know that. But that makes sense now because I wanted to give Tank his props, man. I didn't get a chance to post nothing about it, but I like the way he respected that man's moms. Like when he brought his moms
Yeah,
to the press
yeah.
conference, and he was like, Roach, like, what you gonna say? He was like, come on, man.
He
Like,
was shot for a reason.
yeah, and like,
That's
man,
like
to
that's like
see,
that's like me and Talon fighting. I see Talon moms in the stand. I'm like, I
come
can't do
on, like,
that.
you do that, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I come to the house, get cookies out the oven and shit. You do that.
Come on
You
now.
know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to tell Tank, man, I salute you, man. It's good to see brother, because sometimes kids don't understand, or the youngsters, I said, don't understand. Let you see somebody look like you, tattoos and shit. Just showing respect to the elders, man. Giving the elders some props. Showing women in the community, you know what I'm saying, some props. That being that he knew that cat, he like, man, I can't do this in front of you, Miles. But
Right.
I just wanted to give Tank his props on that. But like you say, I do want to see Roach, now that he's past this, if they get the rematch set in play, I think they already did, but I wanted to ask you, did you hear this? He went on I think it was social media I saw, where he's trying to get actually trying to get the decision reversed. I don't know, overturned. But I don't know how much, traction they're gonna really get. But I know after some controversial fights, which boxing has been controversial for a while now,
Right. Yeah.
people tried it, but when it's that big of a person, that much money being involved, for people that don't know, follow the money. It's too much money in Vegas once a fight has been decided to reverse all of it. So
Yeah, 100%. There ain't no reversing that because I don't even know how that would even work. Like,
exactly. I've
yeah.
never seen it in real life. So, maybe
Imagine they reverse the fight and everybody that bet that Tank was gonna win lose their money.
that would be an ugly situation.
That would be an ugly situation. I don't think, especially being that it was a draw. I don't
Mm,
think that's gonna really happen. I think the rematch is gonna offset that.
okay. Now we got another big time fight coming around my birthday. I think it's September the 19th. I seen some early reports on. I don't know if that date is in stone, but
Hmm.
we got Bud and Canelo getting set up to clash. Now, knowing what you know about the sport, and like I say, when we say casuals, everybody knows big names and stuff like that. But when we say casuals, we just want you to know, like, Bud coming from, I think he was welterweight, and Canelo middleweight, and they take away the dehydration clause or whatever before the fight. Kind of explain to like casuals what it means to come in when you're a normal walking around weight, when you're jumping up basically two weight classes. Because I think he did fight super metal welterweight before he did this one. His last fight, I forgot the dude's name, start with an M. I always fuck up his name, but he nice though. Madif, I can't remember his name, but he nice. I done seen him fight before, but Bud got it, of course. But explain the casuals is when you have a fighter that normally walks around 150 to 140, 145 ish, when you're going up to fight somebody 168, no matter trained or not. But what that means when you get in the ring with somebody like that and taking away the dehydration clause.
It's basically like the fight gonna always be harder for the person that got to come up because you're not used to it. You know what I'm saying? That's like let's say you're doing a regular job, right? And
Mm-hmm.
there's somebody that weighs just as much as you, or he weighs 20 pounds less than you, but y'all do the same thing. Like
Mm-hmm.
let's just say just walking, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just put a 20-pound vest on him and you just stay at your weight. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like his
Yeah.
walk is going to be a lot harder because
Mm-hmm.
he has 20 pounds added on him versus you is going to be the same because this is what you always been. So I
Yeah.
think I think just off that, it's going to be tough because you know Canelo's already used to being that size, and Bud has to get used to being that size. And he's going up two weight classes. He's not going up one. Maybe one, but two.
Crazy.
There's definitely going to be a speed, maybe possibly a speed um factor decrease on Bud end because of that added weight.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if Bud is the type of person who normally walks around with that weight but fights 2 weight classes down, then
Mm-hmm.
he may have a better opportunity to fight that because a lot of times with a lot of fighters, especially in the UFC, what I've known is a lot of taller fighters they'll be like, let's say like 5'10", 6 foot, and they'll be walking around at a casual like 180, but for some odd reason they can cut down to 150 just to fight, I guess possibly a shorter opponent. You know what I'm saying? Because in fighting, if you got the height and you got to reach, that's a big advantage, especially if you fight against somebody who don't know how to, reverse that. So I do notice like a lot of with the fighting now, a lot of the weight class who you would think people who height wise smaller would be fighting in turns
Mm-hmm.
out to have like a lot taller fight, like Ryan Garcia. You know what I'm saying? Like Ryan
Good
Garcia is
example.
very tall for his
Mm-hmm.
weight
Weight
class
class.
that he fighting in, but he can go down to the 135s, 140s like it's nothing when he really should be probably fighting where Canelo at. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
If
Yeah.
he really wanted to keep that weight on him. So um I think that fight's gonna be a good fight though. I got Canelo winning. And I got Canelo winning because I mean I feel like Canelo he's well more experienced for his fighting better fighters. I think as a collective, Canelo fighting has fought way better fighters than Bud, especially. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I'm taking Mayweather to a heavy account in this. Bud has never seen nobody like Mayweather. And ever since Canelo has fighting Mayweather, has not been on a good end of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, yeah, I got Canelo winning that fight. I think it'll be by decision. I don't think he'll knock Bud. I think Bud would definitely do great with that. But my apologies. That was my father. He doesn't, try to hang up and he answer the phone. So I had to text him right quick.
I got you. Tell Stack we work. But
Yeah,
look,
I figured if I hung up the phone right away, he would understand that I'm doing something. But
yeah,
nah, he know
that's pops, man. That's serious. But look, check this out. Because I actually I didn't have an interaction with Bud, but when if you remember when Earl first came back, when he fought at the stadium, just so happened the night me and my partner Dez Walk, D Walk, we went to that fight and I parked right in front of the stadium, like right in front of the door, and a sprinter van pulled up. It was Bud
Right,
and his crew. I'm saying that to say I seen Bud in his natural walk around state because I don't think he had a fight around that time.
right.
He's to me walking up beside how you if you're an athlete played any type of ball, you like seeing yourself besides that. He was visibly small to me. Like he didn't look like that's why when I first heard this fight, I was like, I seen him up close. He's not an imposing figure. He got hands like a motherfucker, but
And
he
Canelo's
wasn't an
solid.
imposing figure. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Exactly. So I was gonna ask you, do you think because like you said, Bud has fought people. He's fought names for his division. Because I got another question I want to ask you about this. But do you think he can withstand? Because Canelo, he in a Mexican fight, they fighting phone booths. They coming forward the whole fight. They're not trying to dance. They're not trying to outthink you. They want to see what your heart about. They want to get you in that deep water and see, okay, do you really want to swim back to the shore? So power wise, do you think Bud can withstand?
I'm gonna say yeah because I've never seen Bud just get rattled.
Yeah, yeah.
You know
I'm
what I'm
with
saying? I don't know if he's necessarily fought anybody with Canelo's type of power,
you. Mm-hmm.
but I've never seen Bud seems like a very strong individual. Um, I don't I think it would be definitely a difference, but I think he could withstand it, but I don't think it would be to where like I can't see Bud getting knocked out.
Got you.
Probably because I don't want to see him get knocked
Yeah,
out,
that part too.
but
Yeah,
but I'd rather just
yeah.
see him
I'm
lose
with
the fight. But
you. Yeah,
I think he should be able
realistic.
to. I think he
Yeah,
should be able to. I think like I said, I've never seen him rattled, and he's a smart boxer too. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure
that
he
part.
understands that he can't take too many punches from Canelo. I'm
They
pretty sure he
say.
understands that
Yeah.
going up 2 weight class there is going to be a power difference, and he is going to have to watch that. So I think defensively he is going to be more locked in
Mm-hmm.
to avoid that. You know what I'm saying? But I think he'll be fine. Hopefully it goes to decision. I don't want to see it in a knockout. Or
Yeah,
if anything, I'd rather see Canelo be on the end of the knockout. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Shout out my black people.
yeah,
Yeah,
for
hell
real.
nah.
Real shit. Like I'm riding with Bud. No matter what I think realistically, my heart is with Bud. Let me ask you this, because I'm starting to see some of the fighters now having to do the same thing. And I know like you a boxing fan, just like I was growing up. one of my favorite boxers that fought in the lower class that had to start chasing fights because he was dominating, kind of like Bud, was Roy Jones. Super
Mm-hmm.
talented. Nobody could see him nowhere around his weight class, so he started having to chase fights, and that's when Tarver flattened him. Are you a fan of boxers having to chase fights to really solidify their legacy, or would you rather them, like, even though it's nobody to fight, it's kind of like a necessary evil because they clear out everybody in their division, and it's really nobody for them to fight. But are you a fan of seeing boxers have to chase fights?
Not at all. I wish it was really simple. I wish boxing was as simple as the UFC. Because the way Dana White, and I don't know if you saw this, but Dana White has officially joined boxing.
Mm-hmm.
He now has a boxing league now. I forgot what it's called, but he's definitely gonna be having some fights soon. And he
Mm-hmm.
said the play out is just gonna be just like the UFC. It's nothing crazy. But what the UFC does, the best fighters fight the best fighters, no matter
Mm-hmm.
what.
Yeah.
I think with boxing, one thing I have a problem with is boxing is the weight classes. I think there's entirely too many weight classes.
Mm-hmm.
Because it could make fighters like Tank, Shakur, and Devin Haney not fight each other just off a 5 pound difference or a 10 pound difference. Versus UFC, I think each weight class is like 5 to 12 pounds from
Mm-hmm.
each other. You know what I'm saying? So I think the way boxing has it set up right now, in my opinion, I don't like it because it can make fighters feel like they have to chase fighters or fighters not fight who they're supposed to fight. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times when a boxer gets so many titles, they end up fighting buku people, and we have no idea who they are. You know what I'm saying? Versus the
Yeah.
UFC, you will never see a UFC fighter fight somebody that we do not know who they are. You know what
Facts.
I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, I wish I'm really interested to see what Dana White's going to do with his boxing league because I think he probably could possibly have saved boxing with what he possibly going to do because how he has it, there's no ducking the best fighters. If you're a top
Yeah.
five fighter in the world, like if
Yeah.
you're a top five fighter in your weight class in the UFC, you're only fighting in the top five.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
That's it. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
that's
Like,
what's hey, Dana White kind of like the Chick-fil-A of fighting, man. He figured that what people want to see out, and he's sticking to that script. And you know what I'm saying? He's rolling out good fight,
hmm
and that's why that fight UFC, that brand has grown so quick and so fast and kind of overtaken boxing because people get
hmm
tired of just what you said, ducking the best fights or catching the fights 10 years too late or something like that. So if he figure out how to make that niche in boxing, oh, it's gonna be crazy.
like John Jones sat out for like 2-3 years, and he came back and fought a top five dude immediately. And then his second,
Exactly.
and then his second fight was against the greatest heavyweight of all time. And then his
Yeah.
third fight that he finna fight up against is finna be the interim heavyweight champion. You know what I'm saying?
Liners. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like
The whole
UFC when they
card is good fight.
no matter what, like you know exactly who's fighting, you know exactly what's going on. You know that you're not going to see a 15th ranked fighter fight a second ranked fighter. You're not going to see
Yeah.
that at
Yeah.
all. And on top of that too, he puts. I think a lot of boxers also are afraid to put their undefeated record on jeopardy. I don't know what it is about being undefeated in boxing, but I think that is very overrated. Because
Yeah.
I mean, I understand the concept of you wanting to go out through history of never losing a fight, especially seeing Mayweather go 50-0. But at the same time, though, like I don't think I don't think it does much for your legacy if your 50-0 is filled with 25 to 30 fighters who are mediocre. You know what I'm saying? Like, how much can you level
Great
that
point.
greatness?
Great
You know what I'm
point.
saying? Like John. I think John Jones in his career only has fought in top five, top six opponents, especially since he got his championship belt, which was like years ago. Like he only lost his championship belt because he went to jail and was doing
Yeah.
cocaine and all that. Like he never really truly lost.
Lost.
Because
Yeah.
every since he's been champion, he's only fought in top five people in his career, which is why the UFC says that he is the greatest fighter of all time because he's not only has he the record shows it. If you go to look at his opponents that he's fought, he's only fought in the best. So I think with boxers, they just are too afraid to just let that undefeated record just go. Only person that I think is not afraid to let it go is Ryan Garcia.
Yeah. He'll
Other
get in the
than
record with
that, anybody,
anybody. He
anybody,
like lace him up. Let's go.
anybody, anybody. But outside of Ryan Garcia, I think all of the boxers are just too caught up with being undefeated and if they lose one time, like never lose again. Like now they're fighting people who, like for example, Devin Haney is fighting somebody who basically hasn't fought in like 2-3 years.
Yeah, I don't like
You
the
know what I'm
restart
saying?
process for when you look. But you know what I compare boxing to, man? Kind of like college football before the NIL deal and all that stuff got put into place, and talent kind of it's a little more level playing field. But it was like back in the day with football, you couldn't lose one, or if you was in the SEC, you was allowed to lose one because of strength of schedule and stuff like that.
Right.
That's kind of how I look at boxing. Like, I don't think you should be scared if it was with a top-notch opponent. That loss shouldn't count you starting back from the
Yeah.
bottom with a damn near sparring partner.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, nah, for real, because that's how the UFC does it. Because like, okay, if let's say the champion wins a fight against the third ranked person in the world in that weight class, the third ranked person fight his next fight is going to be somebody in the top 10. Like he's not going to go straight pummel it down and like now he has to get
Yeah,
demoted. Like bro, you fought the champion for a reason. You got up to that point for a reason. So we're
exactly.
probably going to give you one more fight or another fight before you can fight for the championship belt again. And you win those fights, you can go back to that. You can go back to that position. Like they don't just snatch
Exactly.
away the rankings that fast based off one fight
Yeah.
because they realize like, okay, he did fight the champion. I mean, he the
He
champion
lost to
for a
a quality
reason,
opponent.
literally. So, like a lot of times with UFC, like if a high ranked opponent loses to another high ranked opponent, I've seen that Dana White will at least give them like 1 to 3 high rank opponents after that before he just start giving you people that's trying to get to that top
Come
five
up.
high rank
Yeah. Yeah.
opponent.
The up and
So
coming fighters.
yeah. Especially if you were a previous champion.
Yeah.
Especially if you were a previous champion.
Yes.
He definitely not gonna stoop that low if you were a previous champion. Trying to
Yeah.
get back to the belt again. But yeah, hey, UFC, hey, I know you don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't know
That's a
how I
brutal
like
ass
it.
sport to watch, Kush.
I don't know. I think I was. That's one thing I haven't got from my mom, my dad, nor you. I don't know. I just like fighting. Like me personally, I like watching it. I like participating in it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have to be mad to fight. You know what I'm saying? Like I could be.
Hey, and I don't know if you know,
I
but
don't
that's
know.
a sign of being a little off, bro.
No,
To get in the
it's
ring, know somebody trying to kill you, just train for that and not even be mad. Yeah, you a little off with though.
I don't know, but I really love the sport, and I can't wait to see what I can't wait to see if boxing really going because it has been getting better these last few years. Like
Yeah,
boxers have actually
it's
been
coming back.
fighting other people that's nice too. So I can't wait, and they got a lot of potential, I guess, super fights coming up too as well. So we're gonna see.
Hey, if anybody with boxing connection see this, man, clean it up. Clean it up what we just said, man. It's not etch a sketch. You shouldn't have to lose one fight and erase the whole board and you start from scratch. Like, give these guys a chance, 1 or 2 tune-ups, and back where they at. Clean that up.
And take away
But
all them damn belts. Like,
yeah, it's
one
too
belt.
many. You wouldn't have to unify everything if you didn't have that many. Just scrap to be the best.
One belt.
One belt. One belt. But look, I know you're a big hoop fan too, so we gonna end on this. Got two
Okay.
things going on in hooping right now.
Okay.
Big stories. There's a lot of little sub stories. We know the Celtics are who they are. We got Cleveland up and coming. We got OKC doing their thing. We got, some other little sub stories, but the big fish stories. Luka going to the Lakers. AD coming, well, not Kyrie hurt, but AD coming to Dallas. It's crazy around here.
Hold on,
You'll
we
see
got another one too now.
who that? Who that? Who I missed?
Jimmy Buckets and the Warriors. Don't forget.
Golden State. They
Don't forget
balling too.
don't forget about my boys over there.
Hey, go, you damn sure right, Neff. Go, what you see coming on this back end of the NBA season? It's interesting now.
Interesting. I think it's very interesting. Like for one, the Warriors are really surprised me. I ain't gonna lie. I was one of those people
Steph
who
rejuvenated.
was he rejuvenated, and I ain't gonna lie. I was one of those people who honestly I knew Jimmy Butler having him on the team was gonna be a good trade for a good player, but I didn't think he was necessarily gonna have an impact for us to really be how good we are now. I thought it was
Hey,
a pointless trade in my opinion to get
yeah,
him. I feel like we needed more so like a big man like a Giannis or a Laurie Lockerdon, that white boy from Utah. More so a 7 footer presence. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think Jimmy Butler was a needle threader, but I mean we've been 10-2, and Steph is averaging like
about
40.
going
Like he's averaging
stupid.
40 since the All Star, since Jimmy like really because I don't think Jimmy played a game with us before the All-Star break, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
But ever since the All-Star break, like I don't know what Jimmy got going on, but Jimmy is helping Steph average 40. And
Man,
everybody knows if Steph averaging 40, it's
yeah,
crazy because we just won a championship with Steph doing the same thing in 2022.
yeah.
I'm not saying we can easily walk past the OKCs and the Lakers and the Nuggets, but we've seen this script before with the Warriors and Steph. If you just give him just a little bit of
We know what he can do. We know what he can. But look, speaking of rejuvenation,
he had a post fade 3 yesterday. Like,
man, that was like his hand-eye coordination. Let me just say this right now. That dude hand-eye coordination is something that needs to be studied at the highest level. Like the release that he has and so much confidence and shit, turning around, running with people draped all over him. Like that is insane. Like I don't even know how to explain that shit, but Steph goes still.
every single time, every single year. And they doing great. The
The
Lakers,
Lakers. I was just
first
about
of
to say,
all,
that's hold on. Speaking of rejuvenation, hey LeBron, I like LeBron from time to time, questionable
mhm,
things. But overall, don't get it twisted. LeBron one of them, and he looks rejuvenated now with a slim Luka. I don't know
yeah.
if you noticing,
Yeah,
but Luka
nah, Luka
slimming
losing
down.
weight. Luka losing weight,
Yeah,
but before I talk about LA, I just want to, as a part Dallas representative, I absolutely hate what
why?
the Mavs got going
What was
on
the
right now.
reasoning, Kush? What was
Oh
the
my
reasoning?
gosh.
You can't figure that out with
I've
a
been,
generational talent.
man, I've been thinking about that since the trade happened. Cause the trade happened on my birthday weekend, and I was in
Yeah.
Houston, chilling with my
Wow.
partners at like a little late night eating spot, and I got a call from one of my partners, KD. He stayed in Dallas. He said Luka just traded AD. I'm like, nah, you crazy.
I thought it
Nah,
was bullshit, Kush.
I thought it was
I ain't even
bullshit
that though.
too.
I had zero reaction to it at first. I'm like,
Man,
man,
I put my phone down. And I think there was an NBA game going on that night. That headline popped across the screen at 11. And that's how I knew it was real. They got Stephen A. Smith on ESPN at 11 o'clock at night. I was like, man, is Stephen A. Smith talking about this right
you
now?
ain't talking about it.
This may just be real. Cause he only come on in the mornings. They
Yeah,
got him
for
out
the
here
morning and big
sleep.
stories.
It's 11 p.m. at night, and Stephen A. is on ESPN. I can hear the
Suited and
sleepiness in his
booted.
voice.
Yeah,
Man, Perk was on. Perk looked like he just woke up when he was talking
for
about it. I was like,
real.
man, that's
Hey, that
crazy,
shook up the
man.
NBA. But look,
It
while we talking
did.
about AD, one thing, like I said in a post before, I know way too much of AD wardrobe. I'm starting to see outfits that I remember seeing him wear on the bench in the bubble or something. Like I've seen this dude whole closet now. AD, get healthy, man, because
Yeah,
Nick
man.
Nico Harrison, man, his life is dependent on you, AD. Get healthy, man, for real.
Hey, what, man, Nico, man. Either Nico done pulled off the greatest thing of all time, or he just pulled off the stupidest thing of all time. There's no in between.
And Kyrie getting hurt, tearing his ACL did not help.
I ain't gonna lie,
That
that
did
broke
not.
my heart.
It did.
That
That's one
broke
of
my
my
heart.
favorite players to watch because he kind of one of the last few of them dying breeds of that. Hey, I go at anybody type player. Ain't tripping off nothing.
But you know why though? That Luka trade.
Oh,
They
oh
put
yeah,
more
yeah.
they put more in that load on Kyrie. Kyrie
Good
started playing
point.
38 minutes a game.
Good point.
And even though Kyrie can keep up with that, Kyrie gonna be Kyrie regardless of how long you let him play. Kyrie is 33. You know what I'm saying? And
Good point.
I'm not saying he can't do it, but if y'all are trying to be a playoff team, y'all should have saved that for the playoffs.
Good point.
Save that.
Good
If
point.
y'all really wanted Kyrie to play that much, save that for the playoffs because that's when y'all gonna need him to play that much.
Yeah, real shit. Real shit. Last question, Kush. I got a question for you because you are part of the younger generation. And for people that don't know, you have experience as a physical trainer. What the fuck are y'all doing now to play well into 30s? What has this generation figured out? I know technology is better, eating habits is better, but you're seeing the LeBrons, the Stephs, the Jimmy Butlers, the KDs, the Chris Pauls, like guys having careers like our generation. We saw the decline. Even in football, you see some players, and that's a more of a physical, full contact sport. what is this new generation and what is some of the stuff you implement as far as like training wise that you are seeing that y'all advanced, y'all damn near like superhumans now.
So I've had a lot of different trainers, especially when I was playing sports. I had a lot of older trainers and a lot of younger trainers.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing that I noticed the difference between older trainers and younger trainers, and what I mean older, like even in high school, like coaches who probably was coaches whenever you was playing there, or
Mm-hmm.
um, I can tell that the recovery process was not taken as seriously as it is now. Um, I think that's what a lot was going on, because I think back in the day, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think a lot of people were more focused on power, how much you can lift. You know what I'm saying? Always lifting weights, and thinking that is elevating you to be an athlete. Now, athletes now are paying attention to every single little detail of running. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're running a route, like there's no just planning off your whole foot. Like if if those was to tell me whenever I break off on a route, I plan off my right foot, and I'd be like, which part of the right foot? You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? Because there's a
More
specific
precision.
way
Yeah.
there's a specific way to come off your right foot if you're running a dig to get across that field. You got to get off the inside arc of your foot to really be explosive rather than your whole
Gotcha.
foot. So I think the difference is now is that a lot of, especially with technology as well, um, but outside of technology, people are paying attention a lot more to the smaller details of movements
Mm-hmm.
rather than necessarily focusing on like just becoming
Strong.
stronger and
Yeah.
faster. Like that can come through repetition. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what a lot of people are focusing on, repetition. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you're shooting like with Steph, like Steph, the reason why all his shots look so easy is because he probably does some crazy workout to where no matter what he feels comfortable taking a shot, which is back in the day, all they probably did was just catch and shoot, catch and shoot, catch and
Mm-hmm.
shoot.
Yeah.
Steph probably doing 360s
Yeah.
from, you know what I'm saying, like
Look
from
like
the
a
from
trick
the
shot.
from the
Yeah.
yeah, like honestly,
Like
probably
horse or
feeling like he
something.
playing the game. Yeah, like horse.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think that's what it is. Just the knowledge is starting to grow, and people are starting to be more mindful about injuries and how you can prevent them, and what you can train to help prevent those injuries. Like Alvin Kamara has the best balance in the NFL, and if you go look at his workouts,
Crazy.
there should be no reason why Alvin Kamara should get hurt, like a major
Crazy.
injury,
Yeah.
because he does a
Yeah.
lot of injury prevention workouts while also getting stronger and faster at the same time. So that's what it is in my opinion, and technology, obviously.
Hey, man, that was a hell of a breakdown, Niff. I'm gonna add one more thing because another athlete who I think operates at a high level, even though he gets hurt a little bit too, he kind of got a little AD in him. But I saw a few breakdowns where Christian McCaffrey focuses more on flexibility than strength, putting your body in odd places, how you fall and stuff like that. And I think that's too the flexibility aspect of it is where y'all are way more advanced. Because like you said, we focus on boom and getting bigger and now you're
Hmm.
tight. These guys are focusing on flex and doing like the yogas and stuff like that. I see
Yep,
more athletes
yep,
getting involved. So
yep,
hey, you were spot on, man. That was a
yep.
hell of an
And that's
answer. You did
even
great.
that's even how I train too now. Like even though I don't consider myself like a full-time athlete anymore. The way I train,
Never die.
I don't train to get I don't train to get like I don't train to get stronger no more. Like I know I
Yeah,
can probably squat more than 300 pounds, but I don't care to anymore. Like if anything, I
yeah,
want to make sure that I can still be able to run, jump for as long as I want. Like
yeah,
I want Dose to turn 18 and think that he can call me out on one-on-ones.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
For
And I
real.
and,
Real
and I'm
shit.
going
Yeah,
out there.
yeah.
And I'm
You in the
going out
maintenance
there.
phase. You ain't going to go try to return punts for the Saints. Now you just in maintenance phase.
Feel me? I ain't doing nothing but fundamentals to get past it, and the fundamentals gonna look real good, and I'm not getting hurt
Yeah,
doing it. And I'm not getting hurt doing
that's
it.
what's up. Man. Hey,
So that's
I'm
really
gonna have
my
to let
thing, and I think having little brothers and also having Dose as well, like knowing that, Dose, Dalen, Kaysen are like really active. You know what I'm saying? I
yeah,
think they kind of help me. They kind of inspire me to keep it going because I still have Dalen thinking that he can beat me in a race by the summer. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? So me knowing that Dalen want to race me by the summer, I got to be
You
ready
gonna
by the
stay
summer.
tuned up.
The next thing you know, Dose gonna turn 13, like he thinking he race me. I'm probably in my 30s, and I'm like, now I gotta go
Lace
race
them up.
Dose. Yeah,
Push.
you know what I'm
You know we got
saying?
to call you now because those be calling me. I was like, hey, look, go put the kid get out here, man. I'm gonna show you something. But look, let me tell
I've
you
been
this.
seeing him too because he was talking about basketball. He posted something on Instagram, and it was
Yeah.
him hooping. I had slid up. I said, "Boy, I'll give you 50."
Let him know, Kush. He think he really want to do it. But look, for y'all that don't know, we don't talk about it a lot. We try to stay humble. We got dogs in our family, man. I'm talking about we got dogs. We got in every sport, baseball, football, basketball, and it's like it's been like that. So when we talk about sports, just because you ain't seen us on TV, we got intimate knowledge pretty much with every sport. That's why I call Neff on to talk about hand-to-hand combat. He was a three-sport athlete, football, basketball, did some of everything, fight, martial law, mixed martial arts, all that, boxing. So when we bring these people on, man, I'm bringing on people that's actually been in them trenches and know a little bit more than just the average person about what's going on. So, Neil, man, I appreciate you taking your time, dropping in. I know you got to get back to Laughing Taffy, but I always enjoy you, man. And you know, when you get to Dallas, we're going to chop it up.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I said, I'll hit you up soon. You gonna know when I'm. You always know when I'm coming. Except
Yeah,
last Christmas. I ain't gonna lie. There was
yeah,
a
you
lot going.
slid in town on
I
some
did. I did. I
ninja type
did.
shit. Yeah, in and out.
I did. I did. I ain't gonna lie. That was probably the
Hey, I
only
know you
time though. That's
grown
probably the
now, but
only
I can't
time.
even call you out on it. That's what's up, man. But look, be safe going on that highway, boy. I love you, man. Proud of you.
You
Keep doing
too.
what you're doing, now.
Appreciate you. Love you too. I'm proud of you too, man. Keep doing what you do. Hey, Father of the
Hey,
Year. I love it.
appreciate that.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
that, man. We're going to
Yes,
chop it
sir.
up.
Yes, sir.
All right, one.
All right.